I didn't plan on coming out today, and I didn't plan on recording anything. Certainly not, which is why it's just on my phone, and I don't have any kind of microphone. I luckily had my headphones in my pocket so that I could do a walk later and listen to music for more exercise reasons, but I do have a camera. I am out here sitting alongside the river. I did plan to take last weekend off, which I did, because I'd been doing a lot and I needed a weekend for myself to just relax, play video games, do the things that I like to do, and not go out, make videos, look for wildlife, and then have to edit everything. This weekend I was thinking of going out. The weather wasn't great, but then there were some personal issues, which happens sometimes, especially when you are in a long-term relationship of almost 10 years. You've got two people, and two people don't always agree. You got to work through it. A lot of sit down and long talks. But I'm out today. And I didn't follow any of my usual rules either, because I think sometimes you just have to... Sometimes I have to force myself. And I got all the other things done that I needed to for today before my work week starting back up again. And I thought, I'll just grab a camera and I'll just go look and see what I can find. And I walked for a while and eventually wound up sitting here by the river, getting some video footage and photos of the water, because moving water has always been very interesting to me, somewhat calming. And very peaceful. The peace is nice. I've been specifically looking at a rock and watching the water kind of flow over and around it, and thinking how the rock doesn't fight the water. The rock doesn't try to move the water. The rock just sits there and lets the water flow around it, because the rock knows that once the water's gone, the rock will still be there. No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Water erodes. Rocks change. These rocks won't be here in millions of years. There will be different rocks. That wasn't a good metaphor at all. Maybe a duck would be better. There would be a duck floating on the water, and I've watched a lot of ducks. A lot of ducks float with the current. They don't try to fight against it, and they let it take them as far as it is before they fly back to the start, and they keep going. But there's no ducks around me. I've heard ducks, and I've heard geese overhead. There is some wildlife out, which is nice to see, but I didn't plan on coming out to see that. I didn't even bring binoculars. I should have. I just brought a camera. I just came out, and I started taking some pictures. And it's nice. It's very nice. I like sitting by the water. I like being out in nature, obviously. And I wasn't planning on doing any of this, but I thought, you know what? I do need to capture this moment. I do need to remember this weekend. It doesn't need to just be whisked away like any other weekend. And this is how I cataloged my life. Coming out, sitting in nature, sometimes talking to a camera, sometimes using a camera. And sometimes you go into it and think, well, I could say something nice and poetic about a rock in the water. There's a reason I use a camera to take pictures and video, and that I don't write poetry. Some stuff we're just better at than others.